The best part of Alpha for me was the laid-back atmosphere.
The best part of Alpha for me was the small group sharing after the videos.
I would say the best part of Alpha for me was, well, I'll start with the food, because I took a class that ran through the winter. And when we came in every night, I came after work, there was great camaraderie and sense of community. We all sat down and had a nice meal together.
We had great discussions and shared each other's experiences and faith.
The food, and it got me out of the house. I was by myself at night, night after night, and then I had someplace to go, something to eat that I didn't have to cook, and somebody nice to talk to.
And second, I would say the small group discussions.
Alpha changed my perspective on God and faith in that I got to see how other people approached God and faith. And I wondered, being a cradle Catholic, how do other people think about these things? Because I think about them pretty deeply. And I wondered how the rest of the world looked at it.
Before I took Alpha, I was fairly agnostic. When I went to Alpha, after being invited, I had a very deep experience after about the third week. Some of the questions they asked were very deep and very meaningful and made me think quite a bit.
And I really didn't need someone kind of being a little bit too over the top with Christianity in general. And Alpha was absolutely the opposite of that. Very, very laid back, ability to ask any kind of question that I wanted. And I felt like I could come back the next week if I wanted to, or I could not come back. That'd be fine.
You know, you have religious training when you're young. I was brought up in a Catholic family. We weren't particularly Bible-based in our family, so one of the things that I learned more about was Scripture, reading the Bible and using that as a resource in your everyday life.
I would recommend Alpha to anybody who is in the church today or anybody who has friends outside the church that are questioning their faith, questioning their belief in God.
It helps you be part of a very loving community and people who share that same interest and values.
If you want to get to know people in your community,
Well, I would recommend Alpha to either someone who comes to church every week but just feels like they might need a refresher, or there might be sort of gaps in what they know.
sharing a meal is always a great way to learn about other people.
Maybe there's someone you've been trying to talk to about Christianity, trying to get them back to church, but you feel like you're in kind of an awkward position. This gives you something to say you can go to this place where, in a non-threatening way, you can have your questions answered.
But I made good friends that I think I'll have for a long time.
So if you know somebody outside the church who is looking for something, missing something, needs a little faith, I would highly recommend you invite them to Alpha.